And he survived Whoopi's farts.
That was good.
Time once again for...
Before we dive in, let us know where you are watching from and give your honest opinion, and stay till the end. Also subscribe this channel and like video. Seeking one of Earth's toughest jobs, Greg Gutfeld embarks...
Speaking of theory, tell me, what is the greatest lesson that The View has given you out all these years, would you say?
The greatest lesson?
Yeah, the greatest lesson for yourself.
Oh my goodness. What, like, give me an example of what a lesson might be.
What has it taught you? You've been on the show for all these years. What have you learned about yourself being on
a mission that pits him against what he calls Earth's dumbest blobs, a challenge that might just prove his edge over The View. Known for his unabashed comedy and razor-sharp wit, Gutfeld has long taken aim at The View's hosts for their skewed reporting, hypocrisy, and inflated political views. But this time, instead of a subtle jab, he delivered what many are calling his most brutal takedown yet. For years, Gutfeld has targeted The View's outspoken hosts, especially Joy Behar, whose tenacity and controversial stances have made her both a recognizable media figure and a lightning rod for criticism. The feud ignited when The View aired a segment denouncing conservative media, particularly Fox News, labeling them as harmful to democracy. During the segment, Behar didn't hesitate to single out Gutfeld, demeaning his intelligence and dismissing his show as little more than trivial entertainment. That was all Gutfeld needed. Furious, he responded on his own program within hours, meticulously evaluating each point of criticism and exposing the inconsistencies in The View's approach. Gutfeld's rebuttal wasn't just about regaining dignity, it was a full-throated counterattack. With biting sarcasm and a refusal to back down, he aired video clips highlighting The View's most hypocritical moments. In one scathing segment, he pointed out how the show's so-called tolerance panel routinely suppresses opposing views even as it claims to champion free speech. The final devastating blow came when he accused The View of being a safe haven for millionaires pretending to be victims, a remark that sent his audience into uproarious laughter. Social media exploded with shares and comments as millions watched his takedown. And Gutfeld's...
And he survived Whoopi's farts.
That was good.
Time once again for...
Sources revealed that upon seeing the video, Joy Behar was visibly incensed. Production insiders noted that she was so furious that she contemplated confronting Gutfeld in person. Instead, her co-host's awkward laugh and dismissal of Gutfeld as a third-rate comedian only added fuel to the fire. This misstep not only intensified the controversy, but also exposed The View's inability to adequately defend their position. The backlash was swift and fierce. Even staunch fans began questioning whether Behar was avoiding the substance of Gutfeld's critique, rather than engaging in a meaningful dialogue. The situation rapidly evolved into one of the year's most talked-about media conflicts, with viewers debating whether Gutfeld had finally exposed a deep-seated hypocrisy, or if The View would manage to strike back. The stakes of this battle are high. Gutfeld's supporters argue that his method of transforming serious media missteps into viral, hard-hitting commentary is exactly what the conservative commentary space needs. Critics, however, question whether Behar's reluctance to engage directly with Gutfeld might be seen as an inability to handle criticism. For now, Gutfeld's unapologetic stance has earned him both admiration and a growing fan base, as each viral moment adds to his reputation for holding the mainstream media accountable. With every barb and counter-argument, he cements his status as a formidable force in today's culture wars. Yet, the dispute raises a larger question. Is this just another media controversy, or has Gutfeld succeeded in exposing a pervasive hypocrisy within mainstream media? As the online debate rages on, some commentators insist that Gutfeld's relentless pursuit of accountability has transformed every media misstep into a public spectacle that undermines The View's credibility. Meanwhile, critics of his approach contend that his entire profession is built on mocking others, arguing that even when he is right, his tactics serve only to entertain his audience rather than foster genuine dialogue. The origins of this feud trace back to a seemingly routine segment on The View. In an attempt to critique the influence of conservative media, the program singled out Fox News and similar outlets. It was during this segment that Behar not only criticized these outlets, but also took a personal jab at Gutfeld by questioning his intellect and labeling his program as mere frivolity. For Gutfeld, this wasn't a minor insult, it was the spark that ignited his wrath. Responding with a blend of humor, factual dissection, and a deliberate display of counterexamples, he launched a preemptive strike that left little room for retort. Gutfeld's strategy was multifaceted. First, he showcased clips of The View's most contradictory moments, instances where the show's purported commitment to free speech was undermined by its censorship of dissenting opinions. Next, he highlighted the irony of The View's advocacy for women's liberation, while simultaneously ridiculing female commentators who dared to express conservative views. His remarks, laced with sarcasm and delivered in his trademark style, were designed not only to defend his own brand, but also to challenge the very foundations of The View's messaging. As his tirade unfolded on television, the audience's reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Laughter, applause, and a surge of social media activity confirmed that Gutfeld had struck a chord. His critics on the left began scrambling to formulate a response, while his supporters hailed his performance as a masterclass in media accountability. Many conservative commentators pointed out that while The View and its hosts had long been immune to criticism for their partisan bias, Gutfeld's willingness to call out hypocrisy had finally leveled the playing field. However, the repercussions for Joy Behar could be significant. Known for her unyielding stance on various political issues, Behar now faces the dilemma of either doubling down on her previous comments or stepping back in the face of overwhelming criticism. With the online community divided and the culture war intensifying, the next move from The View's camp remains uncertain. Will they attempt a counteroffensive to reclaim their narrative, or will they remain silent, allowing Gutfeld to dictate the terms of the debate? For now, Gutfeld's explosive takedown stands as a potent reminder that in the battle of media narratives, accountability and authenticity often emerge as the ultimate arbiters. In the end, this explosive showdown between Gutfeld and The View isn't just another fleeting media spat. It's a mirror reflecting the evolving nature of modern commentary. Gutfeld's unapologetic takedown not only exposed the inconsistencies and contradictions within mainstream media narratives, but it also challenged viewers to re-examine the way information is presented and consumed. His fierce blend of humor, hard facts, and strategic irony reminded audiences that accountability isn't...
Yeah, the greatest lesson
Oh
for yourself.
my goodness. Give me an example of what a lesson might be.
What has it taught you? You've been on the show for all these years. What have you learned about yourself being on...
Remains a relentless, ongoing battle. If you like this video, then subscribe this channel.